the marriage of Jessica Michelle Arnold and Richard Eugene Arnold, case number 2024 DM 115. Joshua Andrews appears as counsel for the petitioner. The plaintiff, in this case, Jessica Arnold, appears in the office of her attorney. Richard Arnold appears on his own Zoom. Matter comes before the court again for status conference. What is the current status of this case, Mr. Andrews?
Your Honor, I had the opportunity to speak with Mr. Arnold in a breakout room before the hearing. We essentially spoke with him about a settlement proposal. We have not reached a settlement agreement at this time. Mr. Arnold gave what I would characterize as a kind of a verbal counter offer that I will need to discuss with my client and submit a offer back to him, but I don't believe we're going to be able to get that resolved through breakout rooms today. And so I would ask if we could set this over approximately 30 days in order to see if we can't reach a settlement agreement.
Parties have had over a year now to reach a settlement agreement. The court's not going to allow any more continuances for further discussions. This case needs an end. So
I understand, Your Honor.
The court's going to establish a trial date in this case, and then you're going to either announce your settlement at that time, or we're going to go to trial on it. And counsel, we need to do that sooner rather than later.
And Your Honor, I think part of the issue with the delay in this case is that service was not effectuated until the end of November. And so our first real court appearance on this case was December. And we've been trying to get income information from Mr. Arnold. We had to issue a business record subpoena. And so just be clear, the delay hasn't been the parties trying to negotiate for, up until December. There was no movement because of issues with getting service until then. It's not a difference
that makes a difference to the court, Mr.
I understand. I just want to make it clear on the record, this was not a situation where my client was twiddling her thumbs, not trying to get this case resolved for a year.
All right, counsel, I'll first propose Tuesday, May 6th.
Your Honor, I have multiple hearings scheduled that day.
Thursday, May 8th.
I have a bankruptcy hearing in the afternoon. I have the morning available
Should be
until noon.
Your Honor.
I don't know that it would be.
Mr. Arnold, you had something you wanted to say?
Yes, sir. I was hoping I could get a parenting plan until all this comes.
I don't know what you mean, a parenting plan.
I would like to see my son in the meantime.
Is there a temporary place here, Mr. Andrews?
There is not, Your Honor. The parties have been essentially, Mr. Arnold has been seeing the child the occasional times that he's been reaching out requesting it. My client has concerns regarding long-term visitation. We were not planning on presenting evidence today regarding that because that wasn't the purpose of the hearing today. So I don't really have it prepared to articulate why Mr. Arnold had not filed a motion seeking parenting time. And so we would ask that if the court would want to set a brief hearing on that issue sooner than the full trial, we'd be agreeable to that. But otherwise, we're asking that there not be any parenting time issued at this point until we have a chance to be heard on that.
All right. I'll just express, first of all, the court's view that both parents should be actively involved in the lives of their children. There's no temporary order in place, so there's nothing for the court currently to enforce. Further, I'm not aware that there's any written motion that you filed to establish anything, Mr. Arnold. I'll hold you to the same standard I would an attorney that was representing you. They need to give advance notice and file a written motion. So I'm not going to entertain that today, except other than to say I would hope that when the court hears evidence in this case, that the mother's position isn't deemed by this court to be arbitrary and unreasonable.
It won't be, Your Honor. We have evidence to support why we believe it's not in the child's best interest to have the overnight parenting time that Mr. Arnold is requesting.
Right. The court is going to establish a trial date starting at 9:00 a.m. on Thursday, May the 8th.
Right. And again, I think that because of the concerns that we have and the potential evidence, I do want to express concern that I'm not sure that the 3 hours that would be available May 8th is going to be sufficient, but
What evidence do you intend to present, counsel?
Your Honor, I expect that we're going to have, and again, because I wasn't anticipating this was the first time I've heard from Mr. Arnold that he is asking for this parenting time. I thought that the only issue that we were trying to resolve was his income. And so I'm somewhat at a disadvantage in being able to say, this is all of the evidence, but just based on the past conversations I've had with my client, we are going to be looking into the possibility of needing to get some bank records, needing to my client to testify, Mr. Arnold to testify, and then I'm expecting that there's going to be at least another witness or two. Again, I'm sorry, I can't tell the court everyone because I wasn't prepared to make that announcement today. So I just know that 3 hours in my experience for a contested custody hearing, as well as potentially contested child support issue, I'm just concerned about that. So,
Why is
and
child
because
support contested? Haven't you been able to access his pay records?
no, still
why
waiting
is
on
that?
those from.
Oh,
Well, Mr. Arnold didn't provide them. We sent a business record subpoena and a request to his employer, and we still don't have them back yet.
okay. Well, I don't understand why you didn't turn him over, Mr. Arnold. Well, how hard was that? He was requesting your pay records. Don't you get a pay stub or one that you can print off at least? You just had to have put your tax return together. That's already come due.
Yes,
So
sir. I did that.
the tax return, so you would have had your W-2 from last year and your income statements.
Yes, Your Honor. And
Okay, go ahead. I want to hear your explanation.
Josh already knows that I make 17 an hour. He had already explained that earlier in this hearing, and my brother was served with that subpoena 10 days ago.
Okay.
And I would advise, Your Honor, that just to be clear, the 17 an hour is what we used to try for a settlement offer today, not because I have any documentation supporting that number. So I've not received a copy of the tax return, the W-2, pay stubs, nothing like that from Mr. Arnold.
I can provide those today.
And the court will order you to do so, Mr. Arnold. You've got Mr. Andrews' email address, don't you?
Yes, sir.
All right, well then scan them and send them to him. If
Will
that's
do.
not feasible for technological reasons, then have those sent to his office.
Okay.
There needs to be an end to this case. We're just not making any progress toward a final resolution here. So the court wants to hear evidence and make some decisions. We'll go as far as we can. Thursday, May the 8th, starting at 9:00 a.m., courtroom B, Butler County Judicial Center in El Dorado, Kansas.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So to make it perfectly clear, this is an in-person proceeding. We've done everything by Zoom to this point, but the trial will be in person at the Judicial Center in El Dorado, starting at 9:00, Thursday, May 8th.
Okay. Thank you.
Anything else at this time, Mr. Andrews?
Not this time, Your Honor.
All right. Then at this time, the Arnold matter is in recess.